lawyers that you're saying believe that this path is sound, you know, this path could face the same court, right, the previous plan. So given that the lawyers got the outcome wrong the last time with the court that we have, how is this going to impact, you know, Bidenomics and the central piece of the 2024 campaign, which has hinged on this forgiveness plan and people believing that it's possible? Yeah. What has changed? Sure. The court isn't changing, so what's changing?
So I'll let Bharat answer that about the Bidenomics and the long-term impact, but we're going to fight. We're going to keep fighting.
We'll see eye to eye with you. It's going to be the same court if challenged legally.
We're going to keep fighting, and we're going to put the best legal argument forward to stand up for borrowers and to keep fighting.
But what the president believes is that if his lawyers, who are all highly qualified attorneys, tell him that a path is legally available, he's going to trust them.
The president said that this new plan is legally sound. How did you reach this conclusion? Did you do an analysis or what exactly?
Lawyers from the Department of Education, from the White House, from the Department of Justice, all reviewed this plan. They weighed in and believed that it was legally available. I should be clear that they did the same for the HEROES Act. And obviously we ran into a Supreme Court that had a different view of things, frankly, a view that we believe is out of step with where the law is. But we have the backing of all of the relevant attorneys here from the Department of Justice, from the Department of Education, and from the White House, all believing that this is a valid pathway to providing debt relief to many borrowers.
Department of Education, as you said, pre-approved 16 million people for the forgiveness program. Was that meant to put political pressure on the court because you knew that this was going through the court process? You didn't have a decision yet, and were government resources then wasted on this?
No, I think we explained to borrowers what the process is going to be. The court, unfortunately, the lower court in this case, stepped in before we could actually take that final step and actually discharge debt for approved borrowers.
But you took those approvals when the court process was happening. You didn't have an answer.
Right, but we didn't know that the court was going to enjoin us from actually doing debt relief. That was still an open question at the time. We had an obligation to borrowers to keep moving with the process as long as we legally could.
It seems like if the HEROES Act was on legally scurrilous footing, this might be even more so. And if you're more secure that this is a legal route to do it, why didn't you just use this in the first place?
We believe the Supreme Court got it wrong today. We believe the HEROES Act does give me the authority. The Supreme Court made their decision today. We accept that. The Higher Education Act has a pathway, and we're going to use that pathway.
But if you think that's a better way to do it, why didn't you just use that in the first place?
We believe that the HEROES Act pathway was quicker, and we had the authority to do that.
Like a pretty complicated process. Are we talking about weeks, months?
It's certainly not weeks. It's going to be months. I think, as I said, even the typical rulemaking process typically takes months. But we are aiming to do it as quickly as possible.
This administration was very confident that the HEROES Act would work. Of course, the Supreme Court blocked that. Why should borrowers trust you this time that this one will work?
There has been no other president that has done more to fight for student debt relief. And in the last 48 hours, these two decisions from SCOTUS make me want to fight harder. With the SAVE plan, the income-driven repayment plan, with the on-ramp, and with the processes that we're going to take, we're doing everything we can to fight for our students